Hey my enchanted peeps, I am back today with the weekly oracle card reading for the week of December the 28th. Is that today? Yes, it's 28th today, until January the 3rd. So we are in the last week of 2015 and are going into 2016 this week, which is really awesome. So I thought I would use the Mythic Oracle, which has been my oracle deck that I've been using for the month of December. So I thought we would go out with this, kind of have, you know, a very mythological type reading for the end of the year. So this card popped out, which I took as the theme maybe for, you know, the transition from this year into the next year, which is Selene, which is intuition. She is the Greek goddess of the moon before Artemis became the goddess of the moon. So this is a personification of the moon and intuition. So really telling us this week to trust our intuition. You know, if there's something in your gut saying, you know, this is what I need to do for the new year for 2016, go with that, listen to that. But also it's a week of reflection, of reflecting on the past year, reflecting what you may want for the new year, a very quiet, introspective sort of week. And also, you know, it's fitting because we just had a full moon on Christmas. So, you know, having the moon pop out, I thought was very appropriate. So as always, I will start with Aries. Again, if you know your moon sign and ascendant, pay attention to those signs as well as your regular sun signs. So for Aries, we have Artemis, which we were just talking about, which is purity. So make sure your intentions for the coming year, Aries, are, you know, your highest intentions for what's good. Make sure that you are focused on your intent. Artemis is also goddess of the hunt, so it's about being focused and really focusing on your goals. And, you know, purity here, again, I've said this before, I don't think of it as, you know, the medieval idea of purity, but more about how pure is your heart and your intention. So really reflecting on that at this time. For Taurus, we have Hestia, which is home. So this is going to be a week for Taurus that's very much centered around the home. You might be taking time off and just looking to kind of relax and be around family and friends, and maybe thinking this year how you want to make your home better, how you want to make your home a more inviting environment, an environment where you feel safe and warm and comfortable. For Gemini, we have Hades, the underworld. So very much Gemini, this is a week of going within, maybe examining some shadow aspects or some things that didn't work out as well for this past year, taking a close look at them and looking about what you can do better. It's also a time of quiet. The underworld isn't just about, you know, darkness and shadow, and it's also about looking within, and also that rest period before things become new again. So sometimes we just need that time to go within. For Cancer, we have Perseus, which is courage. There we go. Cancer, you know, they like to retreat into their shell. My moon sign is in Cancer, so I know this. When things are bad or feeling uncomfortable, we sometimes retreat and worry about things. So it's saying sometimes we need to act. We need to not retreat. We need to go out there and take heart and you know, oh, I'm losing my words, but basically you need to take action on things and do things rather than just thinking and worrying about it. And knowing that, you know, if you keep your positive intentions, you know, keep your eyes sort of on your highest goal instead of on your worries, that things will probably work out anyway, because most of our fears don't happen. Leo, we have Chronos, cycles. So this is very much a time, obviously we're at the end of one cycle, beginning of another, but to really kind of take a look, contemplate what's happened over the past year, and to reflect on, you know, what new cycles we want for ourselves, and to realize that, you know, if we're in a time of sort of darkness or a time where things are slow, that this is just a cycle and it will end too. It won't last forever. So Cronus is also known as sometimes as Father Time. So knowing that time does heal a lot of things to a certain extent. For Virgo, we have Dionysus, freedom. So Virgo, this week you may be out there partying, having a good time with New Year's festivities, but don't overdo it. Dionysus, though, is definitely about being free, trying new things. Maybe you want to try some things you haven't tried before in the coming year. So definitely a time to look at that, and also breaking free of things that maybe don't work for you anymore in the coming year. So it's a good one for Virgo. For Libra, we have Helen of Troy, which is beauty, which is A very apt one for Libra because Libras love balance and beauty and harmony. So maybe thinking about how you want to make this year a more harmonious and beautiful year for yourself. Also, this is a good week for Libra if you want to go get a beauty treatment or redecorate or do something beautifying this week. For Scorpio, we have Demeter, which is harvest. So Scorpio, this has probably been a pretty abundant year for you, and looking back, seeing how much you've done, what you've accomplished, what you've harvested in your life, and think about maybe what you want to harvest in the new year. So reflecting on the abundance in your life. It's also a week where you may receive some things and get some abundance, maybe a yearly bonus or some gifts or something this week for Scorpio. For Sagittarius, we have Persephone, which is awakening. So Sagittarius, if you've been feeling kind of down or feeling kind of relaxed and just kind of hibernating, this may be a week where you're coming out of your shell and looking to get out there and getting things done. Definitely 2016 looks like a year where you're going to be, doing a lot more than you have been in the past year and really getting yourself out there and maybe just trying new things or awakening yourself to new ideas and new perspectives. For Capricorn, we have Pandora, which is hope. So a great week for Capricorn. Looks like there'll be some really good news coming for you, especially if you've been having kind of a downtime or you had a hard, holiday week this past week. It looks like there's going to be something that really gives you a sense that there's a light at the end of the tunnel and that there's things to look forward to. So definitely make your plans for 2016 and make sure that they are optimistic and things will get better. Aquarius, we have Aries, which is battle. So Aquarius, this may be a week where you have some conflicts with people. It may be a week where you're struggling a bit. You're feeling the shadow of Mercury retrograde, which is going to be starting in January. So it may be a week of some conflicts, but make sure that you're picking your battles wisely, that you're not just fighting over every little thing. Sometimes we do need to stand up for ourselves or stand up for an idea and say, no, this is what I believe, and put our foot down, but we don't always need to fight about everything. And also be aware that if there are other people around you trying to pick fights or being grouchy, that, that's about them and it's not about you. And finally, we have Pisces, which is Themis, which is natural order. So Pisces, this is going to be a week where you really just feel like things are, going the way that they should be, and a sense that one cycle is completing for you and a new one is beginning. So you feel like, natural order is taking its place. So there's definitely a sense of balance for Pisces. So I do see a very easy, kind of relaxing sort of week for Pisces, and also, again, a week of reflection for you about thinking about, what kind of cycles you went through this past year and what you hope to achieve in the new one. So Pisces, I don't see any big changes for you this week. You're going to kind of roll along, and it'll be a contemplative sort of week for you. So that's what I see for the week ahead and kind of the general theme as we turn over into the new year. If you see any if you have any other ideas or you see any patterns or anything that you want to comment on, please feel free to put below. Next week we will be in January, which will be very exciting. We'll be in a new year. And I want to thank everybody who watched me this year and made comments. I really appreciate them all. You guys are really great, and I love seeing the comments and thumbs up and things. Those are always great to see. But I appreciate anybody who watches, even if you never comment or like or whatever. The fact that you watch, I think, is very cool. And I hope that everyone has a wonderful, happy new year, and that 2016 brings you all the best. And it's going to be amazing, and I'm really looking forward to it. So have a wonderful week and happy new year. Bye.